I'm Abby, and this is
Megan.
And we coordinate the YW.
YWCA is a program through not only Manchester, but pretty much everywhere, all across the country. There's sites everywhere. It's a organization that works towards empowering women and eliminating racism. So they work with survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence who really just need support and a place to stay when they don't have the resources that they need.
Yeah, and going off of that, like Megan said, their mission statement is to eliminate racism and empower women. So, just a very, Tuesday goal. But they do that. We do crisis management with them. We will go to hospital calls. They do court advocacy. They have the largest shelter in the state, which is still only a couple of beds for families, so still not great. But they just got a huge grant to do housing for survivors, which is huge. We just heard about that ourselves. And then on campus, we work with the Harbor Center, which is the safe center for sexual assault and domestic violence survivors. We actually ran the focus groups for that, and we're going to continue doing that with our volunteers. And then we also do a lot of the on-campus stuff, and seeing as this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, you should definitely come out and check out those events that we're going to have.
I initially got involved with Meelia when I started service learning for my Intro to Professional Nursing class last semester. I signed up to do the YWCA with Abby because I really thought it would take me out of my comfort zone and really bring my skills, communication-wise and nursing-wise, to the next level.
Yeah, similar story. I service learned for social welfare with Nikki, and I service learned with the YWCA and absolutely loved it and never left. When I came on, we didn't really have a support network for the people on the hotline, and myself and a couple of people that were working there at the time just felt really overwhelmed with what we were doing, and I really wanted to find a way to feel better about the work that we were doing. And so I approached Dan and Nikki about working here, and they said yes, and it's just been really fun ever since.
I never really saw myself stepping into the co-coordinator role with Abby. She kind of encouraged me to go to Nikki and propose that I become her co-coordinator, so I interviewed, and here I am.
It wasn't bullying at all.
So far, it's been really enjoyable, very, very good experience. It's been stressful trying to manage it with my classes on top of all the extracurricular stuff I do, but it's really taken a priority, and I really have enjoyed it.
I love it. I'm Team Mealia all the way. Being a senior and having had this job since sophomore year, it's my legacy of leaving, and I can't imagine who better to leave it to than Megan and all of our volunteers that we have, who are just absolutely incredible. And I think we're in a really great place for the rest of the future.
I think we really balance each other out well, and we really learned to work with each other.
Megan is organized. I forget where my head is if it's not attached to my head or attached to me. Megan is really good at responding to emails fast, and I forget my email password all the time. So, truly, we make this work.
Yeah, and Abby is really good at really staying on top of what we're doing and kind of encouraging me to take a step forward. So, we work well together.
We like it.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get another co, just because on top of nursing, it's a lot of work, and I don't know how she does it, but she does, so...
Plus, we think that the position needs to be 2 people. When I started, there were 4 of us that got trained. Not everyone stayed for their commitment, but now we have a volunteer, basically staff of 17 people that are really passionate about it, and they need unique support, so we need 2 people. I worked with a client on a hospital call, so I went to the hospital and I met with them, and they just had been through the ringer. It was this wasn't their first rodeo with this, and people were sort of done with dealing with them. You think about if you've had a friend that's in a horrible relationship, after a while you stop fighting for them, but then what happens to the friend? And so in that moment I got to be the friend for them, and all this person wanted to do was color adult coloring books in order to just get through what they had to get through. And we did that for a couple hours, and at the end of it, we hugged, and she ended up coming in for services, and that ended up being one of the last times, at least as far as I know, that she went back. And so, adult coloring books.
I have a similar story. I also took a hospital call, and the client was pretty much like fed up with the system. She'd really been through everything, and at that point, she just needed a friend, someone just to listen to her. So we sat and ate French fries from the hospital together and just kind of talked about our problems. So it's a good bonding moment.
Tyler's saying he's a pillar of social justice.
I think just like, especially this is only my first year, so I haven't really had a lot of experience, but my first big thing was the day of service this past early fall, where we all went to our individual sites and we all just kind of brought the freshmen into the community that we have here at Meelia, kind of exposing them to the culture that we have where we like to help people.
I just had another great Meelia moment like a couple days ago where a politics student came and talked to me about what it's like to be a politics student that's confused. And like when I started working here, it was like a random thing for a politics major to do. And now I feel like we have a lot more politics majors that are working here, and we're doing a lot of these like big policy things in partnership with community. And I thought it was really cool to be able to sit down and like calm her nerves like Nikki had done for me so many times. So I thought that was a cool Meelia moment. Do it.
Do it. Yep.
Yeah, 100% do it.
Get involved as soon as you can. It'll change you.
I'm not going to say every single one of my friends works at Meelia, but it's like a built-in friend group of 90 people. So, I'm popular. Cut that out. But it's super fun. At the end of the day, this is your job. Like, if you don't show up for the community, like, things are not going to happen. And so, obviously, that can be a lot of pressure. So, Meelia supports you in that. And you have friends and pairs that are also doing it that feel that. But at the end of the day, if you do your job, what's happening is incredible. And, like, you can take a lot of pride and joy in that.
Yeah. And just being able to watch your creation blossom into the community, it's unlike anything else.
Yeah.